I'm going to tell you guys this new interesting kind of money-making method, but also it can be used for a lot of other things. And it is really busted, and the admins really need to nerf it. Maybe if I make this video, this will convince them that this needs to be fixed. Anyways, basically, it has to do with pests on the garden, and you can make tens of millions of coins, like, very easily. Like, you can make upwards of 50 plus million coins. And it has to do with pests, and I'm just going to show you guys basically what you need before you actually do the method. So first of all, you're basically going to need a sprayinator. You're going to want to be like having things to spray. You're going to need infinite vacuum. Well, you don't really need the best vacuum, but it helps definitely for sure. BD helps a lot if you're doing wheat, which I'll tell you about later. But yeah, wheat is really important. And then the other thing you're going to need is actually mushroom armor. Mushroom armor triples the stats of, well, the armor while you're at, like, in nighttime. And with that, the Pesterminator, it actually increases your bonus pest chance by a lot. So mushroom armor is really good. And then on top of that, other things that increase your bonus pest chance, which you're going to want is, you're going to want the Pesthunter artifact, and then you're going to also want the Slug pet. So yeah, mine is level, like, 98. And as you can see, I equip my mushroom armor, and then if I head into the garden, you can do /guest, and there is a thing called garden time. You get a day saver and a night saver. You can take those in your inventory, you click them, and then you can set your garden time, and then you can make it permanently nighttime, so that your armor permanently gives you extra bonus pest chance. Sometimes it, like, bugs, and you have to, like, leave and rejoin or whatever, but anyways, as you guys can see, I have 30% bonus pest chance on all of these pieces. If you spray your plots, I just spray 2 plots because I want to save dung. As you can see, I can just spray these, and then I have 280 bonus pest chance is the max. I just have 2 levels off my slug pet. It's fine, ignore that. Anyways, you do that, and then also you go to your barn, and I know that this sounds like expensive, but promise me, it's worth it. You want to go over here, talk to Philip, and you want to give him the 40 pests for the 200 fortune. I promise you, it's worth it. You make the pests back and more. There's a reason I have 1,700 pests in my vacuum bag. And I've been using this 200 fortune buff basically the entire time. Anyways, what you want to do is, you use a cane farm because it breaks 2 blocks at once. It basically gives you double the chance to spawn the pests. And you want to put on your mushroom armor, start farming your cane until you spawn a pest, pretty much. And I will just, like, speed it up until I do. Usually, it doesn't take, like, very long at all. Like, it'll take, like, yep, there you go. Like, I didn't even have to, like, speed it up at all. But once you do that, you want to switch to your, well, your best farming fortune and switch to your elephant pet. I have a rule set up so it automatically switches my elephant when I equip this armor. And then for flies, what you want to do is you want to use your beady one, which gives you extra crops, and you just want to basically take these. And then for basically all the non-fly ones, it doesn't really matter, so you can just, like, one-shot them if you have a buzzing one. And as you can see right there, I got a Pesterminator book. You can drop a lot of Pesterminator books, and you're thinking, okay, so you got 4 pests, so what? Well, there's multiple things. First of all, you can completely reset the pest spawn timer thing. So normally I would have to wait 2.5 minutes in order to spawn pests again. But what I can do is, actually, before I actually go kill the pests and, like, switch my armor, I can just set my spawn right here, and then I can use a keybind and go back to my island. And while I'm waiting, as you can see, you have a TPS thing. You basically just wait 10 seconds. And while you're doing that, you just equip your mushroom armor, and I have a pet rule that sets it back to slug. You just wait for your thing to redo, and then you just go back to your garden. I have a keybind for garden as well. And then you just basically repeat the entire process. And you just keep farming and grinding pests basically over and over. And you might be wondering, what's so broken and busted about this? First of all, the fact that you can completely get rid of the cooldown, just like by reloading the server, and it takes literally 10 seconds. Yeah, that can be a little busted, and you can get over 200 pests an hour very, very easily. And the other thing on top of that is, because you can get 200 pests, if you, for example, well, spray with dung and you use the beetle thingy, you can get a ton of Pesterminator books, and these are over 2 million coins per. you can easily get like 10 or more per hour, and that's easily like already like 20 or 30 million coins. As you can see, I just spawned it again, and it didn't even take that long. I go up here, I switch to my armor set, and then I kill the flies with the BD, and I'll explain that now after I kill these ones. So I just one-shot the beetles, because whatever. You don't really need the extra. But with flies, here's the thing. Flies are different. For every single enchanted crop, for example, I'll show you guys the recipe for enchanted, say, netherwort. If I go to the enchanted netherwort thing, it's 160 netherwort per enchanted. And it's like that for every single other crop as well, except for wheat. Every single pest drops just a base crop. So for example, flies drop enchanted hay bales, crickets drop enchanted carrots. You get the idea. Now, if you're getting 20 of those because you have, say, like 1500 farming fortune like me, I get 20 enchanted hay bales per. Normally, let's say I get 20 of them times 160. That is only 3000 collection per pest. That's not that much compared to just normal farming. But enchanted hay bales have a completely different recipe. Enchanted hay bales take 144 hay bales, which are 9 wheat each. So if I go here, I do 9 times 144. That is 1300. That is almost 10 times more than all the other things. And if I'm getting 20 of those per pest, that is 26,000 collection per fly I kill. And if you can kill, say, 100 of those per hour, which is like a low ball, you know, that's a low amount. Normally you can kill way more, like probably up to like 200. But even if you're like bad and you have a terrible setup, you can still get well over 2 million wheat per hour. Like easily. On top of that, tightly tied hay bales give you 180,000 collection, and they drop from this as well. If you drop a tightly tied hay bale, you just get 180,000 wheat collection basically for free. And it's not just a 1% chance. If you have high fortune, it increases the drop chance. So it's actually way more common than 1 in 100. So you can easily average like 30,000 wheat collection per fly. Because of this, I got a 1.6 million wheat score by dropping 3 tightly tied, and I've also gotten a 1.1 million wheat score with a 0 tightly tied. I got 1.1 million wheat collection in 20 minutes by farming sugarcane. If you do the math on that, that is 3.3 million wheat collection per hour, and that is on the low end, keep in mind. And wheat sells for 6 coins per. That's 20 million coins an hour, like on the low end. You can easily get like 4 to 5 million wheat per hour, and then you're getting like upwards of 30 to 40 million coins an hour just from wheat. And that makes the wheat milestone, to get it maxed, it's under 20 hours. You can literally do it in like a day. That's a little busted. On top of that, because of how many pests you can kill and because of the fortune buffing the drops, you can get a lot of Pesterminator books. I've dropped over 60 Pesterminator books. That's like 150 million coins, and I haven't even grinded this that much. I've like barely done this at all. If you grind pests properly, you can be making over 50 million coins an hour easily. It's broken. They definitely need to nerf flies, and probably they also need to nerf the reloading the server, basically just that bug. Although, even if they fixed the reloading server thing, you would still be able to kill 90 pests an hour, which is like fine, except for the fact that flies would still be completely busted. They definitely need to nerf flies. Honestly, with the server reload thing, it would probably be fine if it weren't for flies, because other prices like Pesterminator would just go down and it would even out. But with flies, it's like 30 million coins an hour to NPC. Anyways, subscribe.